So you think you've played every Pokémon game? Well, think again. In this video, I'm checking out an insane Pokémon ROM hack with new Pokémon new features and a completely different adventure. So let's jump in and see what makes this ROM hack worth playing. So, starting things off, we have Pokémon Omniversal Emerald. Now, Pokémon Omniversal Emerald is a crossover hack between Pokémon and Ben 10. So, in this game, the Pokémon of the Hoenn region have been strangely mutated by a supposed comet that flew over the region, and there's new forms in this game. So, you can play as Ben or Gwen and obviously help catalog the new Hoenn decks. There are fusions with aliens from across all the different series. There's major quality of life changes as well. We also have the Dex Nav in this game with hidden normal Pokémon that you can catch. Level caps, cap candy. Like that's all in the game as well, to make it a little bit more difficult. You also have randomized trainers with specialized pools for a unique experience every single time you play through this Pokémon ROM hack. There are also loads of new abilities in this game as well. There's an init system similar to Pokémon Elite Redux, and also Pokémon Poké Rogue 2. There's loads of new locations to discover. There's loads of new encounters to discover. Multiple starter selections as well in this Pokémon ROM hack, and a ton of new lore as well. Some of these Phaedomon designs generally look so good. You can tell the amount of effort that's been put into this game. So, if you're a fan of Ben 10, or watched growing up, and you want it to be fused with Pokémon in a really cool way, then I definitely recommend trying out Pokémon Omniversal Emerald. You won't be disappointed. It's a great Pokémon ROM hack. Moving up next, we have Pokémon Shinobi, a fan-made ROM hack that brings together the world of Pokémon with the action-packed world of ninjas. Set in the mysterious elemental nations, you play as a young Shinobi Pokémon trainer who has just graduated from the academy and is assigned to a Ginnin team. But things quickly take a dark turn when you discover a mysterious organization with a terrifying plan involving Pokémon and Jinchuriki. And yeah, if that sounds familiar, you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. Pokémon Shinobi features characters inspired by Naruto, a completely new region, Pokémon from generations 1 through 8, and brand new regional starter Pokémon. On top of that, the hack features awesome graphics, ninja-themed elements, and plenty more to discover. If you're a fan of Pokémon and Naruto, this is definitely one ROM hack worth keeping an eye on. Moving up to the next, we have a very impressive ROM hack called Heart Gold Generations. The NDS ROM hacking scene has made some insane advancements this year, and this project is arguably the height of them, adding not only Pokémon from generations 5 through 9, but even Mega Evolution. It should be said though, that not everyone is here, but out of is still a lot, and you likely won't even notice the 75 that are missing. Now, originally, this hack was released with pretty much just that. Barely any trainers were modified, as this was meant to be a base for the community to build future projects off of. And while that's definitely appreciated, saving many new ROM hackers tons of time, the creator would actually return only a month and a half later to add more content. This update included changes to every existing trainer, providing them with later generation Pokémon. Perhaps to your surprise though, these battles weren't super challenging. As a matter of fact, Heart Gold Generations is not a difficulty hack, meaning important bosses and regular NPC trainers are only slightly more challenging to beat than they are in the base game. Despite the lack of difficulty though, the hack isn't lacking in any anti-grind measures. The start of the game will give you both an infinite rare candy alongside a portable PC, and many Pokémon have had their evolution levels lowered, making them easier to obtain earlier. There currently isn't an XPL, but that was something the creator is interested in adding in the future. Heart Gold Generations is a great ROM hack, and an even greater sneak peek at what the NDS scene will offer in the future. So, I highly suggest giving it a download if you want to play through the Johto remakes with almost every Pokémon available. Next up is Pokémon Grim. This game caught my attention with how colorful and alive its world felt. Not only was the art style very coherent, the overworld encounters made progressing through routes very delightful. The combat was also pretty fun, thanks to the wide variety of Pokémon. The only thing I felt iffy about was the story, and how it played out quite similar to many I've played in the past. Considering this demo only goes up to the 3rd gym though, I am hopeful that could be resolved in the future. Have you ever wondered what a Pokémon game would look like inside of a prison? No? Well, me neither. but in execution, it's pretty dang good. Pokémon Conviction follows the story of a prisoner who has just arrived at North Spire Penitentiary, an inescapable place from which few ever return. Yet, because this is a Pokémon game, it's not nearly as restrictive as you might expect. On your first night, your cellmate offers you a choice between 3 Pokémon, and before long, most of the series' early gameplay loop is replicated. The prison obviously isn't the size of a normal region, though it is pretty large. You have many different locations, harboring a wide variety of Pokémon. One positive that does come from its scale is a lack of backtracking, or needing to unlock some kind of fast travel. Not long after your quote-unquote adventure, I guess I'll call it, begins, you start to understand the unique mechanics of the prison. Many elements of the plot seem to be heavily tied to a reputation system, music measuring your likeness with the various gangs, and even the warden of the prison itself. It also isn't uncommon that you'll be forced to lower reputation with one faction in order to raise it with another. Even outside of the main story, there are many quests you can complete to obtain useful items and especially Pokémon. To actually progress, however, you'll need to face off against tag holders, music inmates, and guards who are recognized as powerful Pokémon wielders. Basically, gym leaders who don't entirely follow the monotype rule. But how exactly did you get into this prison in the first place? Outside of the cold stone walls of North Spire Music exists an entire story to be told. A region placed under strict control. The idea that peace comes at the cost of freedom. You were placed here for committing one of the most heinous crimes within the state: treason. Assisting a rebel in their attempt to escape capture. During your currently indefinite stay, you'll uncover more about this region the prison resides in, and how you could play a part in its future. This isn't just a Pokémon game with a prison escape gimmick. It has an entire story to be told. With that said, this is not a game I'd suggest to a younger audience, or someone looking for a light-hearted experience. The story is a dark one, especially within the dialogue of random NPCs, but it is a good one, and it does take itself very seriously. Finally, despite taking place within a prison, there are a hefty amount of Q features. You might question whether it breaks the harsh and restrictive environment of the setting. Yet, I personally believe they exist to lessen grinding, so you can focus more on the game's more unique mechanics. Pokémon Conviction currently has 3 tag holders, aka gym leaders, taking you to the mid-level 30s. If you're craving a unique, dark story and aren't afraid of unfinished games, I highly recommend it. And that's it for this Pokémon ROM hack. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more Pokémon ROM hacks and emulator content. I'll see you in the next one.